Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's Talking Points video. And this is one of the biggest, most important Talking Points video that I think we have probably ever done, right? It all started before Smackdown with Big E posting this memories and whatnot. So Big E kind of teasing that his thoughts were very much with AJ Lee. I think we all knew that it was going to happen. It was just a case of waiting for that moment. So, Real John, thank you. John Cena, at the start of the night, he said, you guys bring people back, and you know what I'm talking about. The crowd erupted into a loud AJ Lee chant. Of course, we were in Chicago, and Chicago absolutely fantastic as a crowd. They are known for being a fantastic crowd. We've actually got John being drowned out with those AJ Lee chants. Loud, mate. When we say they were loud, they were loud. So obviously we get on with the rest of the show. We get to the final 20 minutes. We have Seth Rollins up in the stands and we bring out Becky Lynch. The man comes out, right? The man gets into the ring. She's drowned out as well with AJ Lee chants. CM Punk comes down and he basically says, you let them chant the name of AJ Lee. If they want to chant that name, don't you shut that down. So he was allowing the AJ Lee chants just to breathe a little bit more. Punk said he could have gone and got Bayley. He could have gone and got Rhea Ripley. He even said that his sister that was in the front row, she would jump over the barricades and deal with Becky if he needed her to, but he didn't need her to. He said, you know, I would never put my hands on a woman, but I know someone that will. AJ Lee's music hits, and oh my God, she looks absolutely incredible. I was actually nervous, and it's so strange to say that because all I'm doing is watching a TV show. I don't know these people, right? I've never met these people, but I was a big fan of AJ Lee back in the day, and since we started this YouTube channel, we've not been able to talk about AJ Lee so much. You know, she's really kept her distance from WWE. There's been conversations about AJ, but as time has gone by, you know, kind of other women obviously have come along. Conversations have gone in other directions. But to have her back now, I was nervous because you want her to be happy. You want her to look great. You want this return to work. You don't want anything botchy. I mean, I don't know if she felt confident backstage, but she oozed confidence the second she walked out. And what I love about AJ as well, she didn't rush anything. She could easily have just come running down to the ring, got in the ring, gone straight after Becky. But it's all this kind of like coming out, doing a little pose, like looking around at the audience, skipping her way down to the ring, circling around the ring, being on the edge of the ring, sitting on the ropes, tilting the heads. I mean, she is really good. She understands her character, so she's really good at kind of portraying her different mannerisms and kind of the psychology side of things. She doesn't rush into anything. She lets moments breathe. She's very good at this. She's very good. I mean, there's been a lot of people saying, like, you know, she never had amazing matches or anything like this. I don't think she could at the time because it was a different era. I mean, I am so excited to see what she's going to be able to do now that she's back. I am so excited about putting her in there with Roxanne, putting her in there with Liv Morgan, putting her in there with Becky, putting her in there with Chelsea Green, putting her in there with Giulia and Stephanie, and the list goes on and on and on. I mean, it is so exciting. I really think we have not seen the best of AJ Lee yet. I think we had a taste of it 10 years ago, and I am a big believer in this run. Honestly, I am so hyped. Cathy Kelley's hyped. She said the reason I started watching wrestling is back in wrestling. Here's the moment. Obviously, we got to cut the sounds, right? The music hits. The graphics come on. They have not changed the music. There's Becky's shocked face. It takes a little moment. Out she comes. and she just looks absolutely amazing. I mean, we have not seen her in this outfit for 10 years. I've not seen any images of her wearing the kind of AJ Lee character gear, and she just looks better than ever. I mean, she looks amazing. Look at this. Look at this. After 10 long years, AJ Lee has returned to a WWE, and she let it breathe. She let it breathe. So there she was on the ropes, crowd going crazy, gives a little bit of a wave, and then straight over into a takedown. Bang, 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 bang. The shots look good as well. The shots look good. Kylie Rae, smiley Kylie Rae, that's our woman. No theme change or nothing. They kept it the same. I don't know if they kissed, but if they did kiss, we cut away from it. And shame on you, WWE, because they cut away and they go to Becky and Seth in the entranceway. And I don't know if they kissed or not. I wanted to be like that fan when Miss Elizabeth came back at WrestleMania 7. You know, that fan that's got like the yellow waterproof on in the crowd and they're all crying and emotional. I wanted to be like that in this moment. So after she'd dealt with Becky and Becky scarpered away with Seth, we got these two embracing in the ring. You know, you saw it. And guys, we don't have to make our own merch anymore. WWE have released this. Love Bites Back. Yes, it's very hot topic, but you know, deal with it, right? Deal with it. AJ Lee is back. She has got new merch, and we are going to support that, right? So there we go. And here's WWE Shop. AJ Lee is back. Her Love Bites Back collection just dropped. I think you can get tank tops. I think you can get t-shirts. I think you can get tea towels. I think you can get pillowcases. I don't know what you can get. But there we go. The Love Bites Back collection. Zayda Steel said, let's MF light it up. Jackie said it actually happened. What an absolute delight. AJ Lee is back. That was so effing cool to watch. What an incredible crowd all night in Chicago. The mark she made on WWE is undeniable. Let's go into our next folder because we got a few more bits. Here's some of the bits. Shirts, tank top, t-shirt, hoodie. It's all in there. And look at this. This was after the broadcast ended. AJ Lee holds the women's IC title. Mate, she needs world titles, not IC titles. Zelina Vega is in tears. Alexa is giving a heart emoji. Naomi said caffeine perks you up, but me, I'm some natural dynamite baby. AJ Mendez, welcome back my little dynamite. Give them hell. So there we go. Naomi welcoming AJ back. Leon Ruffin said, I want to return and hug my wife in the ring. I think, isn't his wife Ref Daff? I think that made me laugh. That made me smile. I think his wife is Ref Daff. And so that would be emotional as well, actually. Look at this. Oh, my God. This is why it's okay not to race videos out. It's okay to just let it breathe for a second because we might not have had this included. This, of course, after SmackDown ends. Look at her abs. Oh, my God. It's incredible. So there's Triple H with CM Punk and AJ. There's Triple H and AJ. She just looks like $1 billion. Just give her all the belts right now. There's Ref Daff. Let's light it up. And here's some footage. Blasting us all the way. But there is AJ with Becky's Women's Intercontinental Championship. Skipping around the ring. And there we go. Holding up that belt. I do worry that that might be a bit soon. I mean, we don't know about ring rust. I think it's right that she's in a mixed tag match, but how quickly do we get to singles matches? I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, this is what it's all about. We might as well do the other talking points from the episode, but we can be quite quick. New Cena merch for Chicago. Of course, it was his final time in Chicago and on Smackdown. That was the slap, of course. This was CM Punk just before the show. For whom the bell tolls. We started up. Corey Graves said we're going to be talking about this episode of SmackDown for a long time. There was John coming out 2025 compared to 2002. The first and last time John Cena makes his entrance on SmackDown. Now, Sami came out, got a hostile reaction. This was John's moment. And Chicago loved John. And they were just right with John. When Sami comes out, I don't think the fans appreciate him interrupting John, right? So Sami comes out, gets a lot of heat, but he basically says, you gave me an opportunity. I want to give others opportunity. Can I get your blessing to start doing the Sami Zayn US Open Challenge? That was actually quite well received by the crowds. This was even better received. Sami Zayn said, I would like to face you then as the first person in this open challenge. Let's do it for the title right now. So Sami Zayn, John Cena, opening match, and it banged. It was so good. We had Let's Go Cena, Sami Sucks chants. This reminded me a lot of WrestleMania when the crowd were all over Cody Rhodes. And, you know, it was a very pro-Cena crowd. It was very pro-Cena, very anti-Sami. I don't think at this stage there's a problem with Sami. I just think in this moment, it was all about Cena. Lots of tributes. The ankle lock being applied. A tribute there to Kurt Angle. I did write them down. We had a spear, which I think was a tribute to Edge, maybe Roman. We had an RKO attempt when the fans were chanting RKO. We had the ankle lock as well. There was quite a few. I mean, I think we had a power bomb, which might have been a tribute to Kevin. And we had this. This was special. Up on the shoulders. GTS. Bang! In Chicago. So good. For me personally, I would like a clean finish in this match. It was so enjoyable. I was right there with it. And then Brock comes out. Now, everyone's got different feelings about Brock. I am not down on Brock coming out. I just wish it had been after the match. I wish we'd got a clean finish, and I wish it had been after the match. But Brock comes down, basically lays out Sami, lays out John. I mean, the match is just a no contest. That was it. I mean, it was really fun whilst we had it. And then that was it. So there we go. Basically, we find out it's going to be John, Brock, Wrestlepalooza. We kind of already knew that would be the case. Becky arrives, and then we go to Aleister Black, Damian Priest, and it would be a win for Aleister Black. He would jump Damian before the match, though. And so, you know, it doesn't really make him look that strong. I actually think the show, after Brock kind of comes out, takes a lull. I think we kind of struggle a little bit. We kind of go into a bit of a normal episode of SmackDown. I didn't think Damian Aleister was that good. I thought it was okay. And then, of course, we go Michin, Giulia. That was also okay. And to be honest, everyone's waiting for AJ Lee. Right? Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, that match is made for next week. We're going to get Brock back next week as well. That's going to be interesting because that's the first show that we know he's going to be on. What are the signs gonna say? What chants are we gonna get? Every time we've seen Brock so far, it's been a surprise. So that's going to be interesting. Also, Tiffany is going to be taking on Jade next week, next Friday, championship match. There was someone in the distance with their back turned to us with a hood. Don't know that it means anything. I'm only mentioning it because we spoke about it during the watch along. I don't think it was Nikki Cross, because I think she would have been stood back there in a bit of a Sister Abigail, Abby the Witch type costume. I don't think she would have wore a hoodie. So it's probably nothing. It was so far in the distance, I can't even quite point them out. So it was probably nothing, but it would be remiss of me to not mention it. Then we had Giulia come down. Slightly different mask for her. Down in NXT, she had like this alien type thing. She didn't have that here, right? So Giulia making her way down with Kiana. Backstage, Adam Pearce, Nick Aldis, sorry, was just like, please, I don't want any more trouble, right? I just don't want any more trouble. And the excitement was building, man. We knew once we got past this match that we were getting to the segment that we really cared about. Then we had Giulia getting the victory. Outside interference from Kiana. Kiana would start attacking Michin after. Referee would come over, have a word. It's probably like we need to get to the AJ Lee segment. So we saw this. I mean, that was fine. You know, Charlotte was just saying that she was injured. Alexa comes over, says it's okay. Lily is a trained doctor, and I don't know. At the end, Charlotte was like, am I cleared or not? But honestly, I think you, me, everyone was like, where's AJ Lee? Where's AJ Lee? Where is AJ Lee? And so we were just waiting for AJ Lee. So that was SmackDown. Those are like the talking points to come out of SmackDown. Of course, the biggest talking point being AJ Lee. WWE's video of AJ holding the Women's Championship. So looks like WWE have now released this from Fightful. And there she is, skipping around the ring. As we said, this was after the show. CM Punk comes over, helps AJ out the ring. I don't think you can quite hear what she's saying, to be honest. Oh, I don't know what she's saying, but I think she's probably stealing the belt. Is this mine? So there we go. Wendy Choo said my action figure came out and AJ Lee came back. I can die happy now. So Wendy Choo is excited. AJ Lee's WWE return post. It's got 1.7 million views and 95,000 likes already. So just amazing. There's Kiana. Just still a little bit angry. Bayley was in attendance. Oh, that's interesting. Camera goes, pan in, circle in, zoom in. There's AJ on the screen. Oh, it's Bayley that's shooting it. I was looking for Bayley. I was like, where? It's Bayley that took the footage. Of course she was there. Of course she was there. Oh my God, so good. So good. Listen, the reaction to this is going to keep happening, but that's the initial reaction. AJ Lee is home. And the future of WWE just got so much brighter. Light it up.